We're going to go ahead and just jump right in, and we're going to set the intention for our practice today. And what I'd like to do is invite our chime to sing. And this is just a beautiful way of calling the mind and heart a little bit to attention, like, hey, wake up. We are about to step into the sacred space of the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. And we're going to take this time to slow down enough, create enough stillness and openness in the heart and mind that our own wisdom, our own Buddha agency can come through, guide us, anchor us, open us to see what happens. I have this bowl of sentiments of metta. Metta is loving kindness, and people send me cards, and I promptly cut them up into small pieces like this one. This card was made and painted by Lynn, who's here with the toady image. And I write sentiments of loving kindness on the back. This one reads, "May layers of unwanted thought peel away into bright dreams." May layers of unwanted thought peel away into bright dreams. There are two things that are coming alive in me as I think about that particular sentiment of metta, and I'd like to share them with you as a way of really anchoring this practice. The first is some inspiration from a very beautiful poet and mystic by the name of John O'Donohue. A year ago, right around this time, Lo and I flew to Ireland to pay homage to this man who inspired me so deeply. And he has a blessing, and one of the lines in this blessing is this: "May all the unforgiven parts within you be released." And I share that with you because so many of my unwanted thoughts are connected to, are sistered by aspects of myself that I tell stories that are unforgivable or I have not yet forgiven. And they linger, and it takes time to release them. But maybe if I think about releasing these unforgiven aspects of me, even a small layer, a small piece, a speck of it, just one little tiny grain of sand size. And maybe if I release it as a bright dream, something else can happen within my consciousness that feels lighter, more pleasant, maybe even more forgiving. The second thing that has come alive in me is something I can't remember the source of this, where it came from, if it bubbled up in my own consciousness or if I read this wisdom somewhere else. But I think about this a lot, and this is the mantra, if you will. I have never been, nor shall I ever be, a mistake in the eyes of the divine. You have never been, nor shall you ever be, a mistake in the eyes of the divine. I love this particular mantra because there's so much compassion in it and so much space, because I don't always believe it. Again, those stories that I harbor in the privacy and quiet of the dark recesses of my mind tell me otherwise. I don't know why I hang on to these stories. I don't know what purpose they serve. Maybe it's simply to act as some kind of dichotomy, some kind of opposition. I'm not really sure. But this is a lovely backdrop for the theme that I'm introducing this week that connects to the overall theme of the month of August, which is trust and betrayal. That's what we've been talking about all month long, aspects of trust and aspects of betrayal. We began our exploration by looking into cultivating trustworthiness while understanding actions of deceit. We explored qualities of honesty as well as qualities of omission. And last week, we did this beautiful practice of thinking about all that we know while making space, comfortable space, for not knowing. And that particular practice is such a complement to the mantra that you hear me say all the time, which is, that's true and not the whole truth. What else is true? So when we're in a situation of not knowing, and if you're anything like me, you've got some inner voice that's like, yeah, but you should know. Find the answer. Hurry up. What's the matter with you that you don't know this? What's wrong with you, Julia? I've really learned to mature another part of me that can respond with, well, nothing's wrong with me. I simply don't know that. What else is there? What else is true? This week, we're going to play a little bit. And the theme this week is fun and fear. So the idea that we've created an intention about bright dreams really calls to the mind and the heart a spirit of play and a spirit of fun. So all I want you to think about for this practice is what's fun for you. And right next to it, you might notice a fearful voice. What's that voice all about? What's it afraid of? And can that quality of fun also bolster your honesty, which can then enable you to be a little more fearless? Let me give you an example. On the journey of recovery, many, many, many people, dare I say most people, tried substances, alcohol, drugs, food, pornography, shopping, not because it wasn't fun, but because it was. There was a quality about that activity that gave pleasure, that was enjoyable, that was fun. And we have to be really honest about that. Otherwise, it has power in the way it craves and in the way it tempts. So if we can simply just acknowledge with some neutrality, yeah, it was fun. I had some really good times. But again, that fearful voice might be thinking or suggesting, no, 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 you can't say that because it was so terrible and we got in so much trouble and you did all these awful things. So no, it wasn't fun. And that's when we get into that dualistic thinking. It has to either be one or the other. And what we're trying to endeavor is to train the mind and encourage the mind to broaden and to understand it's both. It was fun, and there was this time where it ceased to be fun, and I became an unskillful person, and my karma, my actions have had consequences and negative fruits ripening as a result of it. One of those fruits, one of those karmic seeds, even in the darkness of substance misuse, however, is that we found recovery dharma. That is amazing. And that is a testament of your fearlessness, creativity, wisdom. It's always combinations of good and bad, positive and negative. There are a lot of people in the world who find fun doing really scary things. Jumping out of planes, being dropped off at the top of a mountain by a helicopter, wrestling alligators. And there's that adrenaline rush, that aspect that makes people feel alive. Riding roller coasters, going through haunted houses, so on and so on. So fun and fear are kin. Because we are a community that is learning to shift our relationship to habit energy, we are no longer, or we are reducing our engagement of habit energy as being fun. We are in a place in our relationship where we recognize that the fun factor is significantly smaller than the unskillful factor. And so now, rather than be afraid, we can generate options, fun options to work with when those cravings arise, when those temptations arise. And this is the invitation for your reflection. What are the things in your life that are fun for you to do? There is an adage out there in our social narrative that likes to suggest really that likes to oppress people in recovery by saying, addicts don't choose wisely. And while that may be true, the truth is, what are the options of choice? If a person has very limited options, how easy is it to choose wisely? Is that even a relevant concept? So what we're doing is trying to cultivate multiple options so that we really can create the conditions to choose wisely. In these next moments of silence, make a list, take stock. What is fun for you? And allow your mind the freedom to wander. Allow your imagination to popcorn. Just notice anything that comes forward. It didn't occur to me until just recently, in this moment, but just recently, I bought a packet of Hubba Bubba bubble gum, 'cause that is so fun for me. I am an amazing bubblegum bubble blower, like double, triple bubble blower. And it's fun. And I hadn't thought, I saw the packet and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. I can't remember the last time I bought bubble gum. And I've thoroughly been enjoying it all week. What's fun for you? Don't be afraid. Just look. Friends, remember, in your reflection and as you continue on into your evening and even into tomorrow, and if you're thinking about this and you're wondering, yeah, what's fun for me? What can I do? And you're coming up with a blank. Remember that one of the empowerment practices is to simply say, I don't know. And to say it in such a way that you don't have to be afraid about not knowing. You don't have to be insecure. It is a valid place to be in the spaciousness of not knowing. And when you invite it, when you admit it, one of the things that's so incredible is how it is like fertile space for something new to emerge. So you don't even have to be afraid about not knowing. Say it out loud to yourself, I don't know, and see what happens. Have fun with this practice. go ahead and end this beautiful practice this evening with a dedication of merit. And I just invite you to take a noble posture and let's just end our practice remembering our sentiment of metta, which was, may the layers of unwanted thought peel away into bright dreams. And let's remember the words of John O'Donohue, may all that is unforgiven in you be released. And let's remember this beautiful mantra of love and compassion, which is, never have I been, nor shall I ever be, a mistake in the eyes of the divine. Thank you for your beautiful practice this evening. We'll see you next time. Namaste.